Hey everyone, welcome back to Dwayne and Nidia Food, Travel and Fun. And we're here with a special recipe, and yes, we're jumping on the TikTok bandwagon on this one.
Well, I'm jumping on the Super Bowl bandwagon.
Super Bowl and TikTok, and it's the viral mac and cheese. You've been reading about it, I've been reading about it.
You may have even seen it where we saw it on the Today Show.
Yeah. So we're going to give this a try. It just looked too good not to try, and if it comes out really, really great, then we want you, if you haven't heard about it, to give this a try as well.
Yeah, and let us know what you think, because I saw it and I am not a fan of mac and cheese. And I told Nadia, I said, Nadia, we got to try this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to change my mind and discover that there's one I really do like. And it's this one. I do. Now, the main thing about mac and cheese, I don't like the macaroni elbows. And the first thing is, this uses cavatappi.
Right.
So that's, I do like cavatappi, so I think just that alone is enough to make it a win.
And for those of you who wonder why this recipe uses cavatappi, if you don't know, it's a longer spiraled macaroni noodle. And it's sort of like taking a rigatoni and twisting it into that macaroni shape, but making it longer with loops. The sauce gets caught inside of the tube a lot better and stays there, and it makes the mac and cheese more creamy.
Well, I feel that the macaroni elbow catches more liquid than sauce.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I think that they tend to be softer, a little almost soggier. So we'll see. So now we got 4 types of cheese this time to make for this recipe.
And quite a bit of cheese.
So this looks like a Colby.
This is the Colby Jack.
Okay, and that's a cheddar, or is that the mozzarella?
No, excuse me, that is the sharp cheddar.
Oh, okay.
Colby Jack, sharp cheddar,
a yellow
sharp cheddar, and mozzarella.
Yeah.
We actually have 16 ounces or 1 pound of the Colby and mozzarella, and 8 ounces each of the sharp cheddar, both in white and yellow.
Yeah. So really it's like almost 3 cheeses, because it's sticking with the cheddar. But it is kind of sticking with the sharp and a regular, so.
Yeah, and the mozzarella will give it the creaminess.
And I haven't seen smoky paprika in a mac and cheese.
Neither have I.
That's new to me.
And Dijon mustard.
Yeah. And the evaporated milk.
And heavy cream. Now
it's a whipping cream, but it's a heavy whipping cream. It's essentially the same thing as heavy cream.
And of course,
some butter.
For our roux, we need some butter, we need some flour, and outside of the smoked paprika, we need garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That's it, folks. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's not a ton of things. So our water is coming up to a boil. We'll get this cavatappi going, and we will
meet you at the oven.
One
important point. Don't buy the pre-shredded cheese.
Yes, you shredded all of this.
That's right. We shredded this ourselves by hand. Kind of did it together, so it didn't take too long. But apparently the cheese that you buy in those bags that come shredded have some types of oils and things in it that make it not as creamy when it does finally melt down for the mac and cheese. That was a tip that the chef who created the TikTok made a point of saying. Shred your own cheese. So we bought the blocks.
I think we'll add another tip. Slightly freeze cheese before you shred it. Like you can 15 minutes in the freezer and then take it out, 20 minutes tops, and then shred it. And it's much easier to shred than if you put it out and you leave it on the counter and it gets soft, it just gets all caught up inside the handheld shredder. And you can't use a food processor to shred it. You got to do it by hand.
Yeah, got to use the grater and the shredder.
Yep. And I think that's probably it, right?
That's it. We're going to meet you at the stove, and I'm going to make sure that cavatappi gets perfectly al dente, and we pre-cook that before Dwayne starts pulling together the sauces and then mixing the macaroni with the sauce.
Yeah, I get to make it.
That's right.
But this is it's pretty rare that we do a recipe together.
Very rare.
So let's see how we do. Maybe we'll be all right.
Maybe.
See you soon. All right, everyone. So we've prepped our cavatappi. It's cooked. It's over there somewhere. And Nidia's going to walk me through this as I do the rest of this for everyone. All right, so where do I start?
First thing you do is you add the 3 tablespoons of butter, and you melt it down.
Well, let me get this pan going. And all right, and then what comes in after the butter?
You add seasonings. You're going to add seasonings twice, now and then a little bit later. So I would say add about half the amount that you would normally add to the whole recipe now.
Okay.
That's the garlic powder, the salt, the pepper, and the smoked paprika.
All right, this has started melting. So I'm going to add half my usual for this for seasonings wise?
Yep.
Okay. So I got some pepper in there. So I got some pepper. Some paprika. This is open? Yeah.
Which we love.
So I'm easily adding half a teaspoon of that.
Right.
Closer to a teaspoon of garlic.
Because he loves garlic.
Because big fan of garlic.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Salt.
Some salt, which I got right here. I can always add more salt, so I'm going to just stick with the half a teaspoon to start. And we'll come back.
Add the flour.
And let me mix this in a bit
Yep,
with the
mix
butter.
it in with the butter, and then add the flour.
So you guys probably can't see it, but I'm going to bring it up so you can see what I'm looking at. I want you to see what I'm looking at here. See how I got all that mixed in? There you go. And now I'm going to add the flour because this is going to become a roux. Let me make sure this flame is set well, because it's a little high. I want the flame medium. I don't want a high flame, I just want medium. That was what? A couple tablespoons? Three
tablespoons of flour. And a roux basically means you're cooking down the flour with the spices and the butter until it's kind of dissolved.
Well, that's going to soak it all up. It should end up pretty dry.
And then
Almost like a paste. Matter of fact.
Once you cook the flour out, then you add the evaporated milk.
So doing it this way keeps your flour from being lumpy or anything at all like that. There you go, guys.
Looks nice.
There's the roux. Nice, thick. Boom. Ready to go. Oh. All right, so now I'm ready for, I lost my bigger flame. I'm ready.
Evaporated milk, the whole can.
A can of evaporated milk. There we go. Well, I'll be careful with the banging. Okay, hopefully I don't bang you guys out too much. But I had to switch to this.
To a whisk.
Because I'm trying to get this flour to mix in. And it's taking a nice color. The spatula was fine for getting me started, but this is what I want to finish. All right, so what am I got next?
She said, continue whisking until you have no more clumps in your roux, and your sauce will begin to thicken. Once it does, you can add the 2 cups of heavy cream.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it up just a touch. So it isn't thickening yet. It won't thicken until this kind of comes to a boil. That's the nature of when you're working with flour. Whenever you work with flour, you don't get that thickening until you actually see some bubbles. So it's still very thin. So this is going to take a minute or two, although it's over a pretty good flame. I'm on a medium-high flame right now. And I'm whisk, whisk, whisk. I am whisking like a champ over here. It's coming along, but it's still not thick yet. Nope, not yet. So as soon as I get there, what's the next step?
To add the 2 cups of heavy cream.
Okay, so I'm going to do something that you probably shouldn't do at home. Okay, we're good. You can use a little more salt, but it's a good start. So now why did I only put half of my seasonings?
Because they say to put the other half in
after it goes into the casserole dish?
Nope. I'll tell you exactly
All
what
right, starting to thicken.
After you finish with the heavy cream, then you add more seasonings.
Okay, is that next?
Yep, so first is the heavy cream.
You know what, I'm going to bring this over for a sec.
Yeah, that's
nice. Just so you guys can kind of see. There we go. I don't know what happened. My lens went out, but I'm hoping it's still recording. But yeah, it is now thick. Okay, perfect. We're back here. I see me. And it's time for heavy cream?
Mm-hmm. And you add all of it. That's exactly 2 cups.
This is 16 ounces, 2 cups of heavy cream going in. Much needed at this point because that was starting to thicken nicely with it. So, all right, so I've got everything. Oh, I don't have the mustard in yet. Was that supposed to go in?
Let me see.
I'm sure I could add it now, if not.
It's next.
Oh, it's the next thing after this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was just the dry seasonings that went in earlier. the salt, pepper, garlic, paprika. So now, does this come to a boil and then add that?
Nope.
Or can I just add that anytime?
It says add your
So the
milk, then add your Dijon mustard.
Oh, so it just says that. Well, it's time then. Well, let's put her in. And you know what? I think I'm gonna.
And then slowly begin adding
So,
the cheese afterwards.
Big blob o Dijon mustard.
That is exactly 1 tablespoon.
Only one?
I think I might have stretched it to 1.5.
That's,
to make
yeah,
it
it looked like a
more
big
tangy.
tablespoon.
Yeah.
But
But
we
I know
like the
we're a little heavy-handed with our savoriness, so I know better.
Always. Yeah. So, okay, so that's mixing in now. Now you're looking good. This is gonna, so
Now you add remaining spices.
now I can add the rest?
Yeah.
Well, let me get that whisked in nicely. As I need to. Oh, the Dijon's coming through.
I love Dijon.
Not too strong either. It's like it's mild. So it's safely we went to 1.5 tablespoons, no problem. But the salt is not enough. So I'm adding like 3/4 of a teaspoon more.
I think cheese is salted too, so that may help.
Cheese has salt. I added another 1/2 teaspoon.
The recipe calls for 1
And
full teaspoon of garlic, 1 full teaspoon of smoked paprika. I think we pretty much doubled the spice from the
at least
actual-
1.5
Yeah.
across the board. It's pretty much like 1.5, whatever it called for. But we are heavy-handed with seasonings. I guess I can't taste anything. So put in the extra seasonings, and it's just about right.
I've burnt my taste buds out with Frank's over the years, so
Well,
it
you
needs-
did it with Frank's, and I did it with many, many salsa mixes and super ultra hot sauces. And all right, so for
Slowly-
those of you who are, like to criticize and say, gee, you shouldn't stick your fingers in there. And I probably shouldn't, because I might burn them sooner or later. I'm going to try a tasting with using a spoon.
before the cheese.
Very good. No, that's not touching it. Perfect. We're happy. So now it's just about to boil again. So is that ready for a bunch of cheese?
You add half of the mixed cheese.
Okay, so we took our cheese and we split it.
Right. We mixed it all together, all the cheeses together.
Yeah.
Wayne did, and
So
then
I
he
mixed
split
all
it.
the cheese and cheese, and then I
Two
split
halves.
it. And it's lucky because this actually has the cup sizes inside the bowl. So I know, so I got 6 cups in each one. Then we had 12 cups of cheese. All right. So it's heated up nicely. Been cooking it for about 5 minutes or so. So that it's got a nice, it's got the stringiness to it, but it's thinned down enough as well. Got our pan ready. So the next step here is going to be to add our cavatappi.
Make sure each one is coated in that delicious sauce. That's what it says. Give it a big mix.
And I'll add most of it. Start mixing it all in there. Can you get me a mitten?
Sure.
Because this handle's hot.
A big mitt? Like that.
I don't know. I guess. That's fine. Yep. So I might need the second one in a minute when I go to pour as well.
Okay.
But for now, I just need one. And I'll add the rest. Okay. As I mix this stuff together, it's coating it no problem. It's almost like, I can't believe that you're going to add, this is half the cheese. That's kind of surprising, but
It's called indulgent.
it's indulgent. That it is. Really mixing this in, wanting the cheese to kind of get into the little, inside the cavatappi's, not just on them, like in the little hole.
And she said to ladle it into that
Okay.
or spread it and spread it evenly.
Well, I know how I'm going to do it.
Okay, you do it the Dwayne way.
I'm going to bring this over, turn that off, bring this over here. Sorry about the loud noise, guys.
Half. Half.
Half?
Half. You have to build it in layers. You put half and then you put cheese, then you put half and then you put cheese.
Well, I guess I blew that apart. You sure I can't just add cheese?
No.
All right.
The whole
well,
idea is that you build cheese throughout like
let's-
nachos, you know, so there's not a dry section in the middle.
Okay.
That's why she used the ladle, like I mentioned. The voice of God.
I missed part of that, apparently.
So you're gonna have to spoon some of that back in.
And there's no way half more is going in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a second smaller pan. Okay.
No, it's still.
So I took a nice layer out of it. And I add a bunch of cheese. I don't know how you're going to get cheese on top.
I think you
but
put too much cheese on that, but it's just
well,
me.
then I put too much cheese.
All right. Well,
It'll
then,
be horrible. Don't do this. It's going to be terrible. I mean, come on. Well, you should have been the cook and not just the voice of God. Okay. One little spot over there. There we go. Okay, so that's this part for that one. So what I'm going to do, I got to take half of this, so I'm going to correct it quickly and take out half. And I'm going to get it before it drips. Oh, it's yummy. I mean, we're going to end up with a full pan anyways, so there you go. I'm taking out this. Bunch of this. Did I recover okay for you?
looks okay to me. Now you just
Okay.
need to do the last layer of
I'm getting there. I'm just trying to make
and
sure. I
cover
get-
my mom's with cheese too.
Hers just gets covered right now.
Yep.
It won't need a lot. Because I got to leave enough for our covering. And that's it. That's okay. That's ours. And where's my thing? There it is. Looking for that. And then finally, there we go. And there's this one, which I now cover this over. So our oven is preheated to 350, I believe. Or was it three? It wasn't 375, right?
350.
Yeah. Everything is covered. That's it. Voila. Done. Two pans ready to go into the oven.
Do you want to show the closer up of each
I
pan?
gotta clean my hands a bit.
There's one, and there's the other.
There you go. Yep.
25 minutes.
I'll close that. Timer, 25, start. And we'll be back with this place all cleaned up in 25 minutes. Okay. Well, there it is.
It's finished.
I'm gonna
Can't
serve it
wait.
up. She can't wait. So
This is our dinner tonight. We actually videoed making our dinner.
this is dinner. I'm just gonna give you a nice little sampling.
Yep.
You want to see? I'm
definitely
gonna hold it
looks
up for
creamy.
you guys. There you go. And you wanna wait for me?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll just grab a sampling myself. Just enough to get started.
I love the caramelized coloring on the top.
Yeah, it did caramelize nicely. All right, well, now we dig in.
It's hot. How hot is it?
Hot.
Like scald the top of your mouth like
No.
pizza cheese? Hot.
I didn't get burned. It's hot, but it is very good.
Wow, this is delicious.
Oh,
Oh, it's so good. It doesn't taste like the mac and cheeses that I've had in other
it
places.
doesn't taste like regular mac and cheese.
I've never tasted a restaurant mac and cheese like this.
No, this is really nice.
Really next level mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Creamy.
worth the effort.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad effort-wise, did you? Now that we've done it.
Well, compared to regular mac and cheese.
Like regular
you had
homemade?
to grate the cheese, you had to do the separate steps, you make up a roux, you know. You had a bunch of steps. But well worth doing. So,
Make this.
if you got plans for your Super Bowl party, simple ingredients, easy enough to get, give yourself a little extra time, but well worth taking that time ahead of time and making it for the party.
And thank you, Chef Young
Chef Young and
from
TikTok.
TikTok and everywhere else. This is really worth it. I mean, it's delicious.
Like I said, I don't normally like mac and cheese, and this is great.
And we can adapt and we can put pepper on it or in it or caramelized onions or lobster. Hey, this is going to be our base from now on.
There you go. It's awesome. So, Dwayne and Nidia, Food, Travel, and Fun.
Thanks for watching.
Tuning in. Remember, hit the bell. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends, and till next time.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.